Hello everyone, and welcome on back for another video here on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. If you're one of my returning subscribers, and if this happens to be your first time stopping by on the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Monet. I am 27 years old, and here on this channel I am documenting my financial journey and how I am better managing my money. I personally utilize the cash envelope method to help me stay on budget, so that's a lot of the content that I share here on my channel. So if that is something that you are interested in, or something you like to watch or would like to learn more about, then definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and join the family. And don't forget to hit the bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload my next video. All right, so within today's video, we are going to continue this trend of me trying new things and implementing them into my budget to better motivate me to keep going on my journey. So if you see in front of me, I have a net worth tracker, and this is something that I've never done on my channel before, but I thought it would be interesting to try out and see where I am at. So if you're interested in seeing that process and what that will entail for myself, then just keep on watching. All right, so before I dive into the net worth tracker, first let me disclaim that this tracker probably isn't perfect. I'm most likely not doing it accurately. I'm just learning as I go. So I just created this worksheet very quickly for me to just list down my assets, liabilities, and figure out where I'm tracking. I know some people track like their electronics, their furniture, clothing, worth value, all that stuff. I'm most likely not going to do that. I'm just going to try and keep it simple as I can. And just to give a background of myself, if you haven't been keeping up with the journey, I have been on YouTube now for the past 4 years. And for almost 3 years, I believe it was 2 years and maybe 9 months, I was solely focused on paying off debt. So in terms of net worth, I was never interested in tracking it. I was never interested in even knowing what it was, because I just felt very defeated, looking at the number, because I owed debt and I wasn't really focusing on building assets in terms of like retirement and savings and all that stuff. I was just solely focused on debt. So with that mindset, for myself personally, I do feel like I'm a little behind in terms of my net worth, which is another reason why I was hesitant to even share it. But I feel like now that I'm at a place where my debt is gone and I've been having retirement on the back of my mind for quite some time now, I'm a little discouraged of the number of where I'm standing. But I feel like if I track it and at least see my progress, even if it's minimal, I will be more encouraged to keep going. Because that's the mindset I had with my debt. Even though I was making small progress with my debt tracker, it kept me motivated to still make progress. So that is the mindset I am using with this network tracker. It's really for myself. I'm trying to manage my retirement and see it grow. And that's why I thought this would be beneficial for myself. And I thought, why not share it and see if others would enjoy it as well. So definitely let me know down in the comments how you feel about it. If you have some critiques or anything that I can improve on or something that can make it better, as always, be free to put that down in the comment. I do appreciate that. But yeah, that's a little background about me. So let's just go ahead and get started with listing the assets. So the first asset that I'm going to list is going to be any cash that I have within my sinking funds. So this is the envelopes within the binders that you guys see me cash stuff. And I just notate that as cash sinking funds because they're not in the bank, obviously, because they're within the envelopes, but I still think they count as an asset. So I'm accounting for any progress that I made within the month of April. I'm trying to track my net worth at the start of each month. So these numbers are basically reflective of how I ended April and how I'm going into May. So within my sinking funds, in terms of cash, I had a value of $1,681. All right, so after that, then I go ahead and list my regular sinking funds. So these are the funds that I do have within the bank. So these are like the placeholders that you guys see me use. So if I have $1,000 and I say that $1,000 is within the bank, that's what this is accounting for. And these are just for my sinking funds. So that's a total of $1,500 that I have in the bank for that. Then after that, we get into my other savings that I am keeping within the bank, and that is my emergency fund. And I did recently hit the milestone of completing my 3-month emergency fund, which I am proud and excited to have. So that is $6,500 that I have sitting within my high yield savings account. And then after that, also within there, I have my home fund. And this is currently the fund that I am focusing on and prioritizing. And at the end of April, we were able to have a total of $3,500 saved within that fund. So these are my main savings or sinking funds that I've been tracking. And for those, I'm fairly, proud of the progress that I'm able to make within those. I'm trying not to do comparisons and look at other people of where they stand, and just be proud of where I'm at and what I'm capable of doing. So I feel like even that so far is a win. Okay, so then the next asset that I'm gonna go ahead and list, and I started doing the tracking of this net worth last month. So I never tracked the value of my car. I have a 2019 Chevy Sonic. If you do not know, it is paid for, and I bought that in 2021, I believe. And to see the value of what it is this month compared to last month when I did my net worth tracker is very, very depressing. Now I understand when people say the value of your car drops, because it is ridiculous. The month before, my car was valued at $11,200, and then when I checked this month, it has now dropped to $10,400. So still, a pretty decent amount for a car, but it's just crazy to see how much it drops. All right, so next we can get into the assets that I'm genuinely interested in tracking. And this will be my retirement accounts, such as my 401k and Roth IRA. Just to preference, again, I have not been committed to adding to these retirement funds. In terms of the Roth IRA, I just started that this year, so that's only so far about 4 months of progress, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself. And in terms of my 401k, I did start my 401k ever since I got my first quote-unquote big girl job. I graduated college in 2018 of May, so thankfully I was able to get a job as soon as I got out of college, but I was just doing the employee match, and I believe the employee match was only 3%. So I was not focused on it. I did not get serious about my finances and tackling debt and all that stuff until 2020. So the first year of 2019, when I had my first job, I was racking up debt, not thinking, about the life beyond. So from 2019 until I left my first job after college, I left that employer in 2022. And that whole period, I was just doing the company match of 3%. So I wasn't even, if I'm being honest, I wasn't even aware of what was going into the 401k. I just know everybody said I had to set one up, so I just left it at that. However, in 2022, when I left my employer, I did go to North Carolina to spend some time with my cousin. Well, not really spend some time. She gave me the opportunity to decompress from the world and get my life together. And I was solely living off of my side income that I was able to earn off of the shop, off of social media. So that was about 7 months where I didn't technically have a job, and I was not adding anything to any type of 401k. Then after 7 months, I found the current job that I am with right now in 2023. However, with this employer, they do not offer a company match until you've been with the company for a year. So I did set up my 401k once I started working at this new position in 2023. And for the past year, it's just been my contributions that I've been putting in for my 401k, and the company has not matched. I have now officially reached 1 year. So go forward, they should be matching everything that I put into my 401k. But all that to say is that, again, it has not been a prime focus. And I feel like at the age that I'm at, it is not where it should be. And I'm trying not to be hard on myself. I'm really not, but I just feel like that was just something financially I overlooked that I wasn't focusing on. And now I need to get that in order. I did read that by the age of 30, you're supposedly supposed to have about at least one salary's worth of your earnings into your retirement incomes. and I am nowhere near close to that. But again, I'm only 27. I feel like in 3 years, if that's the status quo, I don't even know if that's actually what people are meant to do, but I guess that's what I'm working towards, that at least by 30 I have at least 1 year's worth of my salary invested in my retirement accounts. So we'll track the journey and see where we're at in terms of that. But let me go ahead, stop rambling, and write down these numbers. So for 401k this month, I have a total of $13,660 within that account. And then in terms of my Roth IRA, I have a total of $2,069 within that account. So looking at the numbers and actually seeing where I stand again is, a shocker, an eye opener, but it is what it is. And we can only improve on what we know from now on. So in terms of my assets, this is all I'm listing. Again, I'm probably not accounting for everything that's an asset, but this is all that I can think of or all that I recognize. So we're just gonna start with this, and if new things come up and I realize that I forgot something, I can go ahead and add that to the list. But as of now, this is what we have. So let's go ahead and total up all of my assets and see where we stand. Okay, so that's a total of $39,310 for assets. So in terms of liabilities, I just feel like, this is the only good thing that I've been able to do for at least these past 3 years is eliminate my debt. So I don't have any liabilities. I currently do not own a home, so I do not have a mortgage, and all of my debts are paid. So in terms of liabilities, that is a 0. So at least I know my net worth will always be a positive. So at least that's nice. So to get your net worth, you just do your total assets minus your total liabilities. And since I have 0, that would mean that my net worth is at $39,310. So a win is a win. I am proud, again, of what I am able to do, so I will take it. So down here is how I'm going to track any progress that I make month over month. Here I have the previous month net worth, and last month when I began tracking it, this is where my net worth started. So at the end, that was a total of $38,158. So I will list that for the previous month, $38,158. And we can go ahead and document our percent growth from the month prior. Looking at it, it doesn't look like much, but let's see where we are. So if we start off with our $39,310 that we have now, minus where we were the month before for $38,158. So that's a progress of $1,152 overall within my net worth that I was able to make within the month. So that is, definitely good. I'm happy to see that. And then in terms to get a percentage, we would just divide that by what the last month was. And moving the decimal point over 2 places, that's a 3% interest, or a 3% growth, I should say. So I'm going to take that win and acknowledge my 3% growth. And I'm happy that I did the tracker, because sometimes I feel like I'm not doing anything or I'm not making progress. But at least now I can look back and say to myself, that's 3% better than you did the month prior. So overall, that is the objective that I wanted to do for this video, just documenting my progress and get into a routine of seeing any growth that I was able to do. Let me know down in the comments if you guys enjoyed it. Give me some feedback, give the video a thumbs up, because that definitely helps and supports. If you are enjoying the content and you've been enjoying previous videos, other videos, this video, and you're thinking about joining the family, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button, join below. And with all that, you guys, I will catch you all next time in my next video. Bye, guys.